All right. Welcome back to the Built to Grow podcast. I'm your host, Tim Lyons, in studio, Scottsdale, AZ, with a special guest today, joined by Scott Schutte, all the way from Missouri. How are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm super impressed with this setup here. I feel all Joe Rogan-esque with this headphone, and very nice.
We put this to work. I mean, we use this every day, all the time, so it's a great investment for us. But Scott was in town. He's here for a conference. We chatted beforehand, and we just met up. We said, let's just go ahead and jump in the studio and rap a little bit. So Scott's a gym owner. Why don't you tell everybody a little bit about your gym?
Yeah, so I've been a personal trainer for 18 plus years now. Thank you. Trying to learn this out. Gym owner for the past 12 plus years. So, it started at the traditional big box, just thought there's got to be a better way.
Right.
Opened my own facility, and then, just kept growing and learning and grinding, and I'm here today, keep learning. Right on.
So tell me about your facility. Is it semi-private, private?
So we're mainly one-on-one personal training. I would say it's a high-end concierge place. We are the nicest, best, even most expensive place in my town. But, nice. It's a way to stand out because there's a lot of places that get a tough workout. If you want the best, you come to us.
There you go. All right. Well, this isn't a plug for your gym, but we are going to talk about, a couple things, really. I mean, number one, the fact that you got out of your gym this week and you flew out to Scottsdale to go to an event, which I was just at with you, sitting next to you, and it was a great event. Our buddy Jason Phillips put this one on. And, I think you're like me where, getting out of the gym and going, sitting and learning and focusing on the business is the best, right? I mean, you can watch Zooms all day, you can watch videos all day, but getting away, focusing, taking notes and knocking it out of the park, right?
Yeah, absolutely. The power of going to conferences and continuing education, I think, is why I've been successful in this space, and it's something I'd push for everybody to continue to do. I know when I first started off my career, and I really push a lot of people to do this, is really learning the craft. Mm-hmm. You need to be a good trainer, but at some point you need to learn the business side, because if you're going to stick with this long term, you need to have the returns of you investing so much time and effort in on that. Mm-hmm. And so, keep on going to conferences, because the people that you meet there, the education, even the little nuggets that kind of just shift the direction that you're going is hugely important. Yep. And really makes a big difference on the impact of what you're doing with your clients and your business.
Oh, shucks. We have a Growth Summit coming up, guys, in May in Nashville, Tennessee. Fit Pro Growth Summit. In fact, you came to the last Fit Pro Growth Summit here in Scottsdale.
Yeah. Tim puts on an amazing conference. And really, it's not just a plug for that. There was one of the speakers there, the 97 Displays guys. I started using their stuff, and that really changed the leads that were coming in. Some of the guys I met there, I'm still in contact with today. So many people ask, they're like, okay, what are you expecting to get out of this conference? And so many times I'm like, I don't really know. I just know that I want to learn and grow, and I want to be around other like-minded people that want to learn and grow too. So It's hugely important.
Yeah, I agree. That's why we do it. I mean, that's how I learn the best. But let's not talk about the conference. Let's talk about your other company. You've been working with a behavior change specialist.
Yep.
And actually, we had you both on the show probably about 10 or 12 episodes ago. And, a lot of people heard about it. I mean, so when you first presented it to me, I was like, man, that is the missing piece. It's the missing piece, because you can have all of the greatest tools, the training, the nutrition, but if you can't get your clients to adhere to the programs, then it's all for nothing. So you put together Healthy Behavior Institute.
Yep.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, so I really look at this as the next big piece in the fitness industry. We first started off in personal training, or just working out was the big thing. And then it kind of led to some training and nutrition. And now we're seeing it's going to be the training, the nutrition, and the behavior side.
There you go.
Because really, to get people to do the training and the nutrition the way that you want them to, we have to have the behavior side. And really, I partnered up with a PhD in behaviorist on this, and it was actually a client of mine. So
really?
Dr. Janine Steester. And we started having these conversations. I was like, man, I really need to use this for my clients, and my trainers could really utilize to have this too. So we started having more conversations and using it in my facility, and just the impact we made on clients. Mm-hmm. And we can talk about big transformations, and we've had this, but just, and someone was talking about this today, it's about your client's happiness. That's what it's about. Not everyone's going to be a huge transformation of fat loss, but what's really frustrating in this industry is when I hear young coaches are like, well, I'm giving them the right advice. They're just not listening to what I'm saying.
Yep. You hear it all the time.
And so what we put together is a system of figuring out why they're not following that. So kind of peeling back the layers. What I also like about this too is so many people have started to really dive into this like behavior change. Like, well, yeah, I took a woman today. She's like, I took a positive behavior class, which is good. There's a lot of good stuff out there. But we're showing is like how to use this in your current model, how to make more money doing this, how to have more impact with your clients doing this. Because this isn't a conversation that you can really have on the gym floor with someone. This needs to be an additional service. And the two ways we use this. One, it's a part of our monthly membership.
Okay.
And so once a month, they get a time to sit down and with the coach and go over these things, basically everything they're doing outside the gym and any kind of obstacles that's holding them back. The other model we use is we get people that like training at other facilities. They might like doing CrossFit or running on their own, or maybe they're not even ready to start working out at a gym. They'll come and just meet with us and go over this stuff.
Right. So you have clients from other gyms working with you just on the changes, right? The habits, the daily performance, right? Do you get into the weeds on underlying psychological reasons why they don't make changes?
So what I really like about this model is it's not super complicated, because what we don't want to do, we don't want this to be a therapy session. Like, we're not licensed to do that. Coaches don't want to get into this. Our sessions are only 15 minutes long.
Okay.
The one of the big principles that we use, it's our EATS model. So every unhealthy behavior has a root cause. We use EATS, the acronym, escape, attention, tangible, and sensory.
All right. And
so if you can match up the replacement to fulfill that need for your client, you'll have a long-term solution. So and we talked about this a little bit earlier today. The new coach will come in and be like, all right, well, you're drinking every evening. We need to stop doing that. If you have enough willpower and if you want this strong enough, you'll stop doing that. That doesn't work long-term. It might work for a dry January or a Whole30 or some sort of challenge, but long-term, it does not stick. Then you have a little bit more advanced coach of like, all right, let's find a replacement for that. And that's what ultimately what we want to do. But the problem is if you give a replacement that doesn't match up with that root cause, then it's just not going to stick. And what I really like about this process is we're just the guides. Okay. I don't have to figure out what that particular thing is for you or even what the solution is. We just bring up these different topics, have conversations about them, and you basically have the answer. And the clients will come up with that, because one of my last clients I was talking to, like, we figured out like just him taking guitar lessons and getting back into that was his escape.
Wow. Okay.
And I wouldn't have been able to figure that out for him. Like, I didn't even know he played the guitar. But just talking about like, okay, why are we drinking in the evening? What is that? Why is that holding us back? What can we do to find the replacement? And he had all those answers. So just giving the framework.
So real quick, hold on. Why are we drinking at night? Are they going to tell you why they're drinking at night?
So when we
do they know?
I write these things up on the board, the EATS, and almost all of them right away. Oh yeah, it's escape. Oh yeah, I'm drinking social on the weekend, so it's the attention. Oh yeah, I feel like I deserve for having a hard day. It's the tangible.
So they're aware enough to tell you that.
It's just one of those things that you put up. You know, like I have a whiteboard. I like drawing all this stuff out, and like, oh yeah, it's that one. Like right away. So it's not like it's like, oh, it sounds like escape to me. They pick it out.
They do it. Oh, because they're picking through and they're thinking about in their life what it is.
Yeah.
Well, you know, so this is really interesting because, you know, coaches, they're all about human movement, kinesiology, right? All the stuff that they go to school for, swinging kettlebells, and they'll go take certifications all day for that. But without this piece, I mean, this is the lasting changes that you really, if we're in this industry to change people's lives,
absolutely,
then you're missing this piece. Because I was never trained in this way. You picked it up with one of your clients. She taught you. So this is her whole world, and then she's matching it up to personal training.
Yeah, and that's what makes us such a good fit, because she's bringing this, she has been used for over 100 years. She's been teaching for the last 2 decades into an industry that they're just barely starting to scratch the surface on. And
it's needed the most.
Absolutely.
I mean, exactly for that reason, right? That you get so frustrated as a coach, like, why I can do it. Why can't you do it? And now you know. Now there's deeper root causes.
And I think the reason why it hasn't come up a little bit more popular earlier on is because right now, you know, early in the industry, we're getting a lot of those early adopters who are motivated to work out. But as we start to get to more general pop, the overweight, the obese, this market that hasn't been lifting is not super motivated. Like, we have to get into these things for changes. my gym primarily works with general pop. We don't have high-level athletes. We don't have people that get on stage. We have general pop. And the approach we use with the psychology backing, the root cause behaviors, the minimal effective dose when it comes to the nutrition, like gets people so that they can still enjoy life, but also see the health benefits that they're coming to us for.
Gosh, that's awesome. So it's a huge piece. You've built it into your programming.
Yep.
Can you reflect on any of the numbers that you've seen as far as retention going up, results happening, higher price points you're able to charge?
Yeah, so I'll start with the price point one. Like this is an additional cost on a monthly basis that's built into the membership.
Okay, how much is it?
We charge an extra $30 per person.
Per month?
Per month.
Okay.
And with that, they get one session. That's a 15-minute session
per month. Okay.
We also sell them as like a 4 package or 12 package. So if someone comes in and they're like, I'm not ready to start working out, but I want to make some changes, we'll just come and we'll meet either on a weekly or biweekly basis just to go over that.
Yep. Okay.
And so numbers wise, this equates to about for the monthly membership about a $50,000 extra revenue per year for our gym.
Nice.
And for the one-offs on this last year, we were around 30,000. Again, we're still coming off this COVID deal of building back up. We're at a really good spot right now. But the other thing with this too is it's also another opportunity when we're talking to clients and they're like, okay, well, my sleep's off. Of like, oh, have you ever used magnesium before? So it's a good way to promote and use supplements that are needed.
Got it.
And so just the additional supplement sales, the additional revenue that comes in for the monthly and the additional revenue for the one-off, we're really sitting around that $100,000, $110,000 per year.
6-figure lift. Wow. Yeah. And look, for anybody that's listening, it's like, this isn't just for the money. Obviously, you're doing this to help the clients. And so I would assume they're getting better results. I would assume they're staying longer.
Yeah. So we are right around that 96% retention rate month over month. And we just do month-to-month contracts too.
Okay.
And so again, the numbers are a little bit tough because the COVID in there and with the 8-week mandatory shutdowns and stuff like that. But the beauty of this is when we're trying to advertise our gym to the local market, you got to find a way to stand out. And so instead of us being like, all right, we'll give you the best workout, we'll cover your whole fitness journey. We're going to take care of what's inside and outside the gym. When someone comes in and we're doing an initial sale, it's not like, oh, well, our workouts are better than the gym next door.
Right.
We're going to take out we're going to take care of the workouts and your overall fitness goals. When the client's goals change over time, which they will, since we're meeting with them on a monthly basis, we can adjust. I like for people to think about this in the concept of almost everybody does initial consults. And then an initial consult, you're figuring out what their goals are, what their past history are, what's holding them back. So this is kind of like that. Right. We're doing it on a monthly basis, and we're using the basics of psychology to help them reach their goals. And the beauty of this space, the more impact you have on people, the more you can charge, the more money you'll make, the more retention, the more referrals.
Absolutely.
So it's always impact first, and then the income will come with that.
So let's get back into the marketing side, because you have this thing. You have the great workouts, your coaches, but you also have this thing, this behavior change process. Yep. How do you speak to the market? You said we take care of your whole fitness journey, but that still doesn't speak to that. What is it?
Yes. So, it's just a combination, like especially reaching out to past clients before we started doing this. But like, listen, like we gave you a great workout before, but now we can help you reach your goals by adding this extra service too.
Nice. Okay.
Also just social media, it's just kind of awareness of this thing, because people still on the mindset of like, well, I just need a tough workout or I just need a meal plan. But speaking to them of like, how's that worked out for you? I'm sure a lot of you have tried a meal plan. I'm sure a lot of you have tried.
They all fail. They all try and fail. Have you bolted a name onto this thing, this unique mechanism for change?
So we call it weight loss behavior coaching.
Okay.
And the main reason we use that is because the majority of our clients are looking for weight loss. And certain things of like just people searching for that and the term people use, because some of these things I have to get over as a trainer, but I don't even like the word weight loss. But this is what clients are using, so I want to use their vocabulary.
Like toning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is, even if someone comes in and I know they're not looking for weight loss, maybe they're just looking to get stronger or improve their health, or I have a few people trying to put on muscle, like these same principles apply. I just got to change the word that we're using it for.
Nice. Okay. Solid. And so, yes, the big thing that we always talk about is how can you compete with the guy down the street. Absolutely. If everybody's doing the same thing? You're not. You've got this whole other side of your business. And so, yeah, I don't know of many gyms. I've heard of a few here and there, but you've actually put this into a course. Yep. You're actually selling this to other gyms. It's got CECs with ACE, right?
Yep.
How does somebody, like, they're hearing this, like, man, that is the missing piece? Because honestly, I told you this, that is our missing piece, because we've never done it. I mean, we've done these one-off, but there's never been a structure around it, right? We have great workouts, we give them the nutrition, we check in on them, but we don't have like this process. So if somebody's listening to this, like, oh my gosh, that's it, finally there's a solution, how do they find that?
Yeah, just go to healthybehaviorinstitute.com. On that one, we have the business blueprint that you can get to kind of see if this is a good fit for your gym.
Nice, okay.
We also have the 6 truths and client's compliance. So like you can talk about with your coaches of like, hey, here's things that we can implement right away that we can get better compliance on that. And then check out the doc and I. We do a video and podcast, the Jock and the Doc.
The Jock and the Doc.
And so check us out there and see if it's something that resonates with you in your gym. And this is something you talked about with me before. It's like we got some qualifiers. Like, is this something I believe in? Mm-hmm. Is this something that I think that I can, sell at my gym? Is this something that my clients will buy?
Or will they get better results?
They get better results.
Yeah. So let's just go through them, because
Perfect.
I know. All right. So so if you're a gym owner and you're listening to this, you have to, anytime you're dealing with a profit center or a new service you want to bring into your organization. Number one is, will it get my clients better results? I would wholeheartedly believe that this program would do that. Do you believe in this as a culture, in your ethos of your gym? Is this like Zumba, or like where it doesn't fit? Or is this like really what you're trying to do? And I would probably check that box there. Number 3, is there margins? Can we make money from this? Well, yeah, you just talked about it, right? It's $30 a month, or you can do past clients. You can actually get re-engage past clients and get them back in. Can you sell it? Just because you have something on the shelf, can you sell it? And then the last one, can you service it? And that might be the question I have, is like, how hard is this to service once you do implement it in your gym?
Yeah, so that's what the course education is going through, is making sure that you have a coach or two that can service on this. Mm-hmm. It's interesting because before I said the statement when I was talking to Dr. J of like, this is a more mature trainer that's going to be better at this. But she kind of corrected me on that. It's really more of just someone that has a little more emotional intelligence. So it's not so much the age.
I can see that.
And it doesn't have to be every trainer at your gym that's doing this, because it's not something that's like most of our people just do this once a month. But if you have 1 or 2 coaches that can really sit down, follow the template that we have out, show some empathy and authority for this person, they're going to get the results. Yeah,
and I'm thinking it's like 15 minutes. So I'm trying to do the math in my head. If you had 10 clients, that's 150 minutes a month. That's like 2.5 hours. If you had 100 clients, that's just that times 10. So it's 25 hours a month. Do you have a coach that has 25 hours a month available? I mean, it's 5-6 hours a week, 7 hours a week.
Yeah, and so at my facility, we have all the coaches do it.
Okay.
Because for a couple of reasons. 1, I like the ease of scheduling for that. 2, since this is the model that we put together, I want to make sure it works amongst all different types of people, and my different trainers have different backgrounds and different education, stuff like that. And so it's a good way that I can test the model and make sure it works. Yeah, and we do everything like that here. We test things in our own gym, and so that's awesome. We got our hands on this. Zach's kind of digging in. He's doing some calls with you, and so yeah, this is it, guys. This is the solution that you're probably missing. You may do some form or fashion of this, but it's not structured. It's not following the list and the checklist. And you've got the doctor behind this. Yep.
Behavior change specialist. I mean, come on. Coaches, you can't expect us to do that, right? So it's all bundled up for you. Healthy
Behavior Institute.
Healthybehaviorinstitute.com.
Yep.
Nice. Guys, you need this. Go get it. Healthybehaviorinstitute.com. You got anything else to add to this?
Well, I'll leave with this note. I think this is something that has definitely come down the pipe. If you don't do it soon, your competitors will be doing this, and you're going to be behind the mark.
Urgency
is big. It's funny because we've been doing this for a few years, and now I'm starting to see a little bit of stuff like this with my competitors around me. Just talking a little bit. And again, there's a lot of different things, like people like wellness coach, health coach kind of deal. And it's kind of this vague term, but like people are going to figure out this model of the actual behavior change with people. And that's where the people are going to go to, because they're tired of just a hard workout or just a diet plan.
I just think people are more educated today than ever. I mean, after the COVID and the health scares everybody went through, I personally, and this was kind of part of our kind of predictions for this year, is like it's going to be a holistic approach. Just going to get sweaty in a room isn't going to cut it anymore.
Yep.
So there's nutrition in there, there's behavior change in there, supplementation in there, there's muscle therapy in there, there's all these things, right? Life coaching and all this stuff. This is just another feather in the cap if you're a gym owner looking for kind of that edge, right? Getting out of that red ocean of class-based workouts or even a personal training model. Like, this is different. So that's awesome.
Thanks for having me on.
Awesome, man. All right. Thank you, Scott. You're probably back to the conference now, yeah. But we just snuck away for a minute. Go check out Scott's website, and we'll put it in the show notes for anybody that's driving. You don't want to type it out. We'll put it in the show notes. Scott, thanks for joining us today,
awesome.
Man.
Thank you.
All right. That's it for this episode, guys. Until next show, keep changing lives. We'll see you on the next show. Bye. All right, and thank you for listening to that episode of the Built to Grow podcast, where we help gym owners win. Now, do you want to connect with me and other gym owners online? All you need to do is join our private Facebook group, Business Talk with Fitness Professionals. Just head on over to Facebook and type in Business Talk with Fitness Professionals, and when you do, we're going to give you our 10 marketing strategies 7-figure gym owners use to win. I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Until then, keep building something great.